I'm 70 and I've learned a few things. So I've decided to hop on here and share some of this with you for women over 60. Now, why women over 60? Because I write a Substack newsletter specifically for women over 60, because when I started it, I was in my 60s. I've been doing this for 18 months now. I decided to do this to talk with you directly because I think I have some things to share. I think I can cast a light onto some of the questions you may have. And honestly, I'm doing it because I did this really sleepy little short video Sunday morning about acknowledging that most of the glossy magazines, newsletters, and YouTube channels don't really have anything to say to me in my life and the way I live and what has happened to my life. Yes, I talk about retirement a lot, but the truth is I've never retired. I can't. And here's the story. A messy divorce, a hurricane, and a move. All of those happened at the same time. And in the messy divorce, I'd lost all of my retirement income, so I wasn't going to have any money. At the same time that happened, a hurricane hit the home that my ex-husband and I had together. After spending considerable amount of money and resources through insurance and FEMA and everything else, I rebuilt it and then put it up for sale because by this time the ex-husband had flown the coop. So I finished it all. And my daughter in Lynchburg, Virginia calls and says, "Mom, I just can't have you living alone down there by yourself." And at the time, my grandson, I think, was 7 or 8 years old. "Why don't you come up here and come be with us and come be family with us?" Sounds like a good idea. So I downsized. I sold most everything I owned and moved into a 1-bedroom, 2-bath condo here in downtown Lynchburg. I live in a high rise. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This room back here is actually the master bedroom that I turned into my art studio because I couldn't find anywhere else to work. And as you can see from those pictures back there, I sling paint. So I need a place where I could get really messy. I get here to Lynchburg and I'm unpacked and setting up and excited about living. I've sold a few pieces of art already to local people and thinking, wow, maybe my time has come. And, because I've been a 40-year career artist, but it's been a struggle. And all of a sudden it wasn't a struggle. That lasted about 9 months. And my daughter picked up and moved with her family to another town in Virginia. Left me here not knowing anybody. No connections, no community, nothing. Fast forward about another 8 months and I get COVID. And I'm flat on my back for 3 months. And then I ended up with long haul COVID for about a year. The upshot is the little pocket of savings that I had from the rainy day fund, I had to live on that because I had no means of making money. The ex-husband, what I affectionately call he was my husband, the husband, flew the coop, let the house go into foreclosure instead of paying the mortgage payment so we could sell it and both of us cash in. He got a burr up his butt and decided that he was going to stick it to me because he was fine. He had his teacher's pension fund. He didn't need any other money. And here I was without anything. So after about 3 months of laying on my bed with COVID, I finally get a little bit of a clarity with that brain fog I had and decided that I needed to do something because I got an eviction notice. They weren't going to let me hang out in this lovely building anymore. And that's business. That's the way it happens. I have to preface this and tell you that the biggest lesson I learned in all of this was resilience. I had no idea what I was capable of until I was forced to figure it all out. And that's been possibly the silver lining to all of it. Because what I did is I took the inventory of art that I had created and had not put it up for sale yet. And I created a GoFundMe page and said, if you buy a piece of art, if you donate $100 to me raising money to keep from being evicted, I'll send you this, you can pick one of these pieces of art, and sold out. And I made the $3,000 to keep from being evicted. Now, the next thing was, what do I do? How do I keep going? How do I make this happen? As it happens, a woman moved in one floor above me with a precious little white dog. And she needed somebody to tend to that dog. And that dog basically lived with me more than it lived with her. And that gave me a stable enough income for me to kind of get on my feet. Sold my car. Felt like I really didn't need it anymore. I wasn't really going anywhere. I didn't know anywhere where to go. I didn't know anybody to go see. And I really do not like shopping. So I could care less if I never went to another retail establishment again. I like the idea of ordering through Instacart or what have you. Or DoorDash, or just run all the errands. I don't have to do it. They gave me more time to paint in my studio. I was grateful for that. That worked out well for me. So in the meantime, things keep hobbling along and I'm piecing things together. And a friend of mine says to me, you write those 200-word missives for your art page on Facebook. You should write that on Substack. So, okay, I'll go try Substack. Well, glory be. I had no idea there would be thousands of women so receptive to not only my story, but all of the little guidebooks that I put together based on my lived practical experiences on how I actually lived through all those series of tragedies or traumas that happened to me. I don't really think of them as traumas, and I don't think of them as tragedies. It was just a marvelous opportunity for me to learn more about who I really am. And here's the real point. I really want you to get this. I think most of us, and I'm 70, most of us were raised at a time where most of our energy, our thoughts, our minds were put into other people's lives. We really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to our own lives. What did we really think? What did we really feel? What were our dreams when we were teenagers? And I really believe that now is our opportunity at this stage in life. Grab this time with all the best that we have. We may not make that actual dream come true, but you can generate the feeling that that dream had, and that'll lead you to something else. And in future videos, I'll go into more depth of how to do that, because quite frankly, I have now resurrected 3 dreams from my youth in the last 18 months. And I'm solid. I have a savings account and I travel. I get to go see my grandson and visit other friends and deliver art to friends, and all kinds of things are happening that I could not have had any imagination ability to see was going to happen for me as a result of all the work that I did. So that's the long and the short of it. A hurricane, a divorce, and a move combined brought me to this luscious, delicious place that I'm at right now. And I'm really, really am excited about it. I'm excited about where I am and what the future is. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I had a childhood dream when I was, 7, 8, 9 years old. Y'all remember watching Barbara Walters on the Today Show? I used to sit on the edge of my mama's brown Naughty couch and just drool over watching that TV show. And I swore one of these days I was going to be on TV. I wanted to have that experience. Well, here I am at 70 doing my own version of it. Now, will it excel? I'm sure having a whole lot of fun doing it. And I want to tell you, thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for liking, sharing, encouraging. I appreciate all of it. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of plans. So stay tuned. Hang out with me when you can. Because guess what I figured out? We don't really retire, but we get to rewire how we think about life. And when you rewire how you think about your life as a retired person, the doors just open up for you. So we'll be talking about some of the ways I use to do that so that I can have the life that I have now. But for now, I just want to tell you my story and hope you'll come back for more. Later, Gator.